Now, good morning, dear student. Once again, we are present with our science class. This is the first class after the PT1. As per demand of the parents and the students, from today onwards, we also start the live interactions through the Google Meet. So please, everybody, download the Google Meet app and install in your mobile. So now in today's class we are going to start our fourth chapter, that is the structure of a atom. So as you know that in the previous third chapter, the atoms and molecules, we discussed that all the metals is made up of water, atoms and molecules. So in that chapter we also discussed about the Dalton atomic theory. The Dalton put some postulates about the atoms, and he suggests that the atom is what indestructible and indivisible particle. But now after the discovery of the subatomic particles, means the atom is made up of the three different subatomic particles. There are the 35 main subatomic particles, but we are discussing here mainly three, and that subatomic particle is what electron, proton and a neutron. So means the atom, the structure of atom is a spherical, and that spherical structure also have some inner structure, means in that atom is also consists of water, the three subatomic particles, that is electron, proton and a neutron. So before that it was for a long time period it known that the atom is indestructible and indivisible. काफ़ी लॉन्ग टाइम पीरियड तक ये सोचा जाता था कि एटम एक क्या है, इंडिस्ट्रक्टिव है, मीन्स जिसको आप डिस्ट्रक्ट नहीं कर सकते, इंडिविजिबल पार्टिकल है. बट जब सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल की डिस्कवरी हुई, आफ्टर दैट द एटॉमिक जॉन डाल्टन एटॉमिक थ्योरी दैट इज टोटली डिस्प्रूव्ड. मीन्स he told that he suggests that Dalton suggests that atom is indestructible and indivisible particles. But after the discovery of this subatomic particle, that Dalton atomic theory is completely disproved or wrong. So now everybody, you see in your textbook page number this 47, this page number 46 at the beginning of this our chapter number 4, structure of the atom. So see here one activity is given that 4.1, the charged particle in a matter. So for understanding the nature of charged particle in a matter, we perform one activity. Simply you generally know that when we are rubbing the comb with a dry hair or a pen or any plastic object with our dry hair, so it produces water, it produce some charge on it. So this charge is coming by the friction, means by the rubbing. When we rub two objects each other, it produces some charge on it. So from this activity, means if we are taking dry comb and rub in our hair, or you can say like this pen, if we rub this plastic object with our dry hair, it produces some charge or it acquired some charge on it. So from this activity 4.1, can we conclude that on rubbing the two objects together, they became electrically charged? Means this charge is coming from where? This charge is coming from some particles that exist inside the or inner, that may form the inner structure of a atom. So these questions can be answered by knowing that an atom is divisible and consists of a charged particle. So for this electrically charged, it's come from where? Where does this charge come? This charge is coming from where? From the some atomic, subatomic particles that exist inside the atom. So many scientists contribute in revealing the presence of the charged particle in atoms. So means the many scientists work for what? To proving this atom is made up of these three different type of subatomic particle, that is electron, proton and neutron. So now first how this all the subatomic particles are discovered. So the discovery of this subatomic particle. First, the discovery of electron. As you know that electron is discovered. It was discovered by the J.J. Thomson. The electron was discovered by the scientist J.J. Thomson, and it is denoted by the letter like E, and it is electrically negative. Means electron have a negatively charged, or it have a negative charge on it. Now mass, if we are talking about the mass of a electron is very negligible, but it have some mass on of it, and that is 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg. This is the mass of a electron, and charge, as you know that it's have some charge on it, that is minus 1.62 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. This C means what? It's a unit of a charge, and that is known as what? Coulomb. Okay, so this is what? This is the unit for a charge. Okay, so that is, so what ultimately you can say that relative mass on a electron is a minus 1 coulomb. You can say the minus 1 coulomb. This is the relative charge. Okay, or actually the charge on a electron is a 1.62 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Now next, the discovery of and this discovery as you know that this is laid by the J.J. Thomson. This discovery is laid by the J.J. Thomson, and this is based on the experiment done by the J.J. Thomson, and that is called the cathode rays experiment. Okay, cathode rays means as we all know that generally all the gases are what? The poor conductor or behave like an insulator or poor conductor of electricity. Means current cannot be passed through the all type of gases. But at some condition, means when we if at the high voltage and the low pressure, gas can be behave like or it became what? Conductor. Means at the high voltage or at the low pressure, gas behave like a conductor, and it's allowed to pass current through. So in a discharge tube, at the low pressure and high voltage, when J.J. Thomson passed, so he saw that from the cathode, or you can say from the negative terminal, some glow, the streams of the glow is observed in a greenish color. So that rays is known as cathode rays, and these are negatively charged. So this by this experiment, he come to conclusion that it consists of some water. The gas consists of some negative charged particle, and that is called water electron. So in this way, by that experiment, J.J. Thomson discovered what? About electron. Now second, discovery of proton. Proton was discovered by the Goldstein in 1886. Goldstein, the responsible for the discovery of proton is what? E. Goldstein in 1886. Now mass of proton, this is generally denoted by the letter P, and it is a positively charged. Electron is a negatively charged, and proton is a positively charged and denoted by the letter P. Now mass, if we are talking about the mass of a proton is 1.67 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg, and charge is equal to this electron. But what the difference? This have the negative charge, but proton have the positive charge. Means it's a plus 1.6 2 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So if we are talking about the relative charge, so you can say that the relative charge on electron is minus 1, and on proton is plus 1. You can say the plus 1. Means proton पे plus 1 चार्ज होता है relative charge, और इलेक्ट्रॉन पे minus 1 का charge होता है. Amount is equal, but what the only it have the acquired negative charge, proton have the positive charge. Now next, the discovery of a neutron. So neutron was discovered by the James Chadwick in 1932. Means the discovery of a neutron was done or led by the James Chadwick in 1932, and mass of a neutron is 1.67. Mass of a neutron is 1.675 to 10 power minus 27 kg, and it is denoted by small letter n. Okay, and electrically neutron became a neutral, means it has no charge. So you can say that neutron have no charge, means it's electrically neutral. Proton have positive charge, electron have negative charge, and neutron have any no charge, means electrically neutral. Okay, so this is all about the the subatomic particles, about the electron, proton, and neutron. Okay, this proton is also led by the experiment that is called anode rays or canal rays, and means these rays are you can say that produced from the anode, or anode, you know that that is a positive terminal or positive electrode. Cathode is a negative electrode, negative terminal, or anode is a positive terminal, or you can say positive electrode. Okay, so now next we are talking about the structure of a atom. I hope you understood all these things. Please everybody you note down this the charge and the mass and the discovery, because the question may be asked from this who discovered the electron, proton, and neutron, and what is the charge and what is the mass of proton, electron, neutron. These all are the properties of this subatomic particle. Now next we are going to discuss about the structure of a atom. So now next is the structure of atom. You see, everybody see at the page number chapter 4, page number 47, the structure of an atom. So already we have learned in the previous third chapter about the Dalton atomic theory. The Dalton's atomic theory in the chapter 3, which suggests that the atom was indivisible and indestructible, but the discovery of the fundamental particles of electron and proton, means the discovery of a neutron is that was very later in 1932, but discovery of electron and proton that is in a nearby in the end of 19th century, and discovery of this neutron is after the 19th century. So only there are the two subatomic particles, means the people knows about only two subatomic particles, that is proton and this electron. There will be no the role of neutron, means अभी तक जो है वो न्यूट्रॉन के बारे में किसी को पता नहीं था, सिर्फ डिस्कवरी हुई थी किसकी, प्रोटॉन और इलेक्ट्रॉन की. तो मीन्स साइंटिस्ट मानते थे कि जो एटॉमिक का स्ट्रक्चर है वो स्फेरिकल है और उसके अंदर सिर्फ क्या है, प्रोटॉन और इलेक्ट्रॉन है. So inside the atom, the led to the failure of this aspect of Dalton's atomic theory. It was क्यों? क्योंकि Dalton ने क्या बताया था? Dalton suggests that the atom is indivisible and indestructible. Means ये सबसे smallest particle है. But after the discovery of this proton and electron, that theory is totally disproved or failure. क्यों? क्योंकि उन्होंने जो बताया वो तो बात disprove हो गई, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन और प्रोटॉन भी सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल किसके, एटम के. मीन्स एटम के अंदर भी क्या है, स्मॉल सब पार्टिकल्स है इन द स्ट्रक्चर दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन एंड what, proton. So now next, the first time the model of atom is given by the J.J. Thomson. Means J.J. Thomson proposed the first model of atom, that is also known as a plum pudding model. Plum pudding model, or it also compared with the watermelon, है ना. So the Thomson model of atom is suggests that an atom consists of a positively charged sphere. इन्होंने जो बताया कि जो एटम का स्ट्रक्चर है वो एक पॉजिटिवली स्पेयर है, एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर एम्बेडेड इन इट. मीन्स पॉजिटिवली स्पेयर एक गोला है और उसके अंदर कई बीच में क्या है, वो नेगेटिव चार्ज इलेक्ट्रॉन है उसमें एम्बेडेड है. नेक्स्ट, he also suggests that the negative and positive charges are equal in magnitude. Means the number of positive charge and negative charge are equal in atoms. That's why in general or normal atoms become electrically neutral, because positive and negative electron and proton, they can cancel their effect, and atoms electrically neutral. A atom considered as a वो इलेक्ट्रिकली न्यूट्रल, मीन्स एक एटम जो है जनरली वो इलेक्ट्रिकली कैसा होता है, न्यूट्रल होता है, क्योंकि उस पर पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव चार्ज जो है वो इक्वल मैग्नीट्यूड के होते हैं. सो मीन्स दिस मॉडल कैन एक्सप्लेन द न्यूट्रलिटी ऑफ एटम. ये क्या बताता है, ये एटम की न्यूट्रलिटी को बताता है कि एक एटम जो होता है जनरली वो इलेक्ट्रिकली न्यूट्रल होता है, मीन्स उस पर किसी भी टाइप का कोई भी चार्ज नहीं होता है. एज वी डिस्कस इन द प्रीवियस चैप्टर दैट चार्ज पार्टिकल्स और स्पीसीज इज नॉन एज आयंस, यानी पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव चार्ज कब पे होता है, जब इलेक्ट्रॉन और प्रोटॉन क्या होते हैं, ज़्यादा या कम होते हैं. So what is the achievement? The achievement of this model is that the Thomson's model explained that atoms are electrically neutral. Means it can explain the neutrality of atoms. ये सबसे बड़ा एक ना इसका अचीवमेंट था, इसकी अचीवमेंट था इस मॉडल का, कि इन्होंने क्या बताया, एटम की जो न्यूट्रलिटी थी उसको एक्सप्लेन अच्छे से किया. बट इसका कुछ ड्रॉबैक भी था, मीन्स डिसएडवांटेज भी थे. दैट इज the result of an experiment carried out by the scientist could not be explained by this model. Means many scientists also perform or experiment, or they can explain the model, but that model is cannot be explained on the basis of this J.J. Thomson model. Now next we are discussing about what the Rutherford models of atoms. Okay, so this model, Thomson's model, generally you can see that दिस एटम इज दिस एक ना स्पेरिकल होता है, एटम का स्ट्रक्चर स्पेरिकल होता है, और इसके अंदर अंदर कहीं पे ना क्या हो गया, दिस टाइप ऑफ नेगेटिव चार्ज है ना. दिस स्पेयर इज अ पॉजिटिव चार्ज एंड दिस इज अ नेगेटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल्स. ओके, सो जस्ट लाइक यू सी इन द केस ऑफ वाटरमेलन ना, तरबूज आप उसको अभी आप काट दोगे तो उसके अंदर दैट रेड पार्ट, दैट एडिबल रेड पार्ट दैट फॉर्म्स द स्पेयर पार्ट ऑफ watermelon, that is a positively charged, and some black seeds are embedded in that edible red part, so that black seeds considered as a water negative charge or electron. Or you can also compare with the Christmas pudding, plum pudding model. This is also known as plum pudding model. एक ही एक मिठाई होती है, स्वीट होती है ना, जिसके अंदर क्या है, जस्ट लाइक लड्डू होता है ना अपना, तो दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ डिफरेंट कलर्स ऑफ बूंदी है ना. तो डिफरेंट कलर दैट इज सो वाटर इलेक्ट्रॉन, एंड दैट होल येलो कलर, रेड येलो कलर की जो बूंदी है वो सब पूरा स्पेयर है, दैट इज अ पॉजिटिवली चार्ज प्रोटॉन. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट द रदरफोर्ड मॉडल. सो I repeat, everybody you note down this one by pausing the video, or by taking a screenshot. You note down this one. Then next we discuss about the Rutherford model of an atom. So now next Rutherford's model of an atom. You can see that page number this 47. The second model that is proposed by the Rutherford. Ernest Rutherford was interested in knowing how the electrons are arranged within the atom. So Rutherford designed one experiment कि उन्होंने ये सब जानने के लिए कि how the this electron and protons are arranged, कि सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल किस तरह से एटम के अंदर अरेंज है, तो उन्होंने एक एक्सपेरिमेंट किया था, दैट इज कॉल्ड अल्फा स्कैटरिंग एक्सपेरिमेंट. अल्फा स्कैटरिंग experiment. Okay, now that we'll discuss later. After first we discuss about this experiment, that experiment done by the Rutherford. So for this experiment he took what, the fast moving alpha particles. This is known as what, alpha. It is pronounced as a alpha particle. Okay, this alpha particle, what, alpha particle, alpha, beta, gamma rays, or alpha beta particles. So this is known as what, alpha particles. Okay, alpha scattering experiment, and this is also known as the Rutherford experiment. So for this first Rutherford selected the gold foil, very thin gold foil. He selected a gold foil because he wanted as thin a layer as possible. This gold foil was about the 1000 atoms thick. Means why he selected this gold foil? Because he want as much as thin. Okay, means उनको बिल्कुल thin पतली बिल्कुल foil चाहिए थी. So this is about this gold foil was about the 1000 atoms थिक, यानी कि इसकी जो फॉइल थी वो उसके अंदर भी 1000 एटम्स मिलकर इतनी थिन शीट्स बनाते थे, फॉइल बनाते थे गोल्ड की. सेकेंड थिंग, ही सेलेक्ट दिस अल्फा पार्टिकल. दिस क्वेश्चन मेनी टाइम्स आस्क्ड, व्हाई ही चूज और व्हाई द Rutherford choose the alpha particles? Because this alpha particle is have the similar to the helium nuclei, and it have the considerable mass, 4 unit mass, and it have a considerable energy. Means this alpha particle is similar to what? Helium nuclei. You know this helium which have so this helium have a 4 unit mass. So for this considerable mass, means 4 unit mass, this alpha particle is similar to the helium nuclei. So it have the 4 unit mass and it have a considerable energy for heating this gold foil. That's why Rutherford select this alpha particle. Why he not select or choose this beta or gamma or any other rays? So reason is that it have the 4 unit mass. This alpha particle have the 4 unit mass and considerable energy to heat this gold foil. Second, it was expected that the alpha particle would be deflected by a subatomic particle in the gold atoms. Since the alpha particle were much heavier than the protons, he did not expect to see a large deflection. उन्होंने क्या expect किया था? इन्होंने expect किया था कि जब gold foil से ये heat करेगा तो क्या होगा? Subatomic particle in the gold atoms, the alpha particle would be deflected by some subatomic particles in the gold atoms. कि subatomic particles से alpha particles strike करेंगे तो वो कुछ deviate हो जाएंगे. Since the alpha particle were, क्योंकि इनका जो mass था ना वो 4 unit था, means much heavier than what? Protons. क्योंकि प्रोटॉन के ऊपर मास हमने पहले पढ़ा कितना था, उसका मास जो था वो 1 यूनिट के नियर बाई था. ओके, तो उसका मास कम था एज कम्पेयर टू दिस अल्फा पार्टिकल्स. तो क्या होंगे कि वो टकरा के उससे डिफ्लेक्ट हो जाएंगे. बट इन्होंने जो जैसा सजेस्ट किया था, जैसा एक्सपेक्ट किया था, वैसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. इनका जो ना एक्सपेक्टेशन से बिल्कुल रिजल्ट अपोजिट आया. You cannot expected about that result which we discuss on next page. See everybody, next page 48. You can see here this one. This is the alpha scattering experiment. Suppose that this is the atoms. This all are the atoms. Okay, and this is what a nucleus. So alpha particle जैसे इससे strike करके कुछ ऐसे deviate हो जाएंगे. Okay, so but the alpha particle scattering experiment gave the totally unexpected result. Means it gives what? Unexpected result. जो उन्होंने कभी ऐसा expect ही नहीं किया था, इस टाइप का result उन्होंने observe किया after this experiment. Now see what are the result or observation made by the Rutherford. First one, the most of the fast moving alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. कि mostly the most of the alpha particles passed straight through the गोल्ड फॉइल. की गोल्ड फॉइल से मोस्टली जो अल्फा पार्टिकल वो स्ट्रेट चले गए. मीन्स देयर विल बी व्हाट? द गैप बिटवीन द न्यूक्लियस एंड दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन. यू नो दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन आर रिवॉल्व इन अ सर्कुलर पाथ. ओके, सो एंड हियर व्हाट इज द न्यूक्लियस. सो क्या हो गया कि जो होलो पार्ट में, मोस्टली जो होलो पार्ट था उसमें से पास हो गए, वो सीधे सीधे पास हो गए, निकल गए. ओके, some of the alpha particles were deflected by the foil by a small, कुछ जो थे वो at the some small angles particles can be deviate. But surprisingly out of the 12,000 means 12,000 में से एक particle था which strike at center, that is rebounds back up from 180 angle. यानी बिल्कुल जो सेंटर से स्ट्राइक कर रहा है, जो न्यूक्लियस से बिल्कुल स्ट्राइक किया, वो क्या हो गया, वो 180 डिग्री से वापस रिबाउंस हो गया, रिबैक बाउंस हो गया और 180 के एंगल से डिफ्लेक्ट हो गया. सो in other words, this result was almost as incredible as if you fire a 15-inch shell at a piece of a tissue paper. जिस तरह से अपन 15 इंच की शेल को टिश्यू पेपर से मारे तो टिश्यू पेपर कैसे बैक होता है, इस टाइप का था. सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस he made some the suggestion, or he suggested, he gave the structure of atoms, that is, and that structure is called the nuclear model of an atom. उन्होंने जो मॉडल दिया था उसको कहते हैं न्यूक्लियर मॉडल ऑफ एन एटम, यानी उन्होंने न्यूक्लियर की पोजीशन को डिफाइन किया. ओके, उन्होंने बताया. सो देयर इज ए पॉजिटिवली चार्ज सेंटर इन कि जो जहाँ से रिबाउंस हुआ 180 के एंगल से, वो सेंटर जो है वो क्या है, दैट सेंटर इज एन एटम इज कॉल्ड व्हाट, न्यूक्लियस, एंड नियर बाय ऑल द मास, means all the mass of an atom is reside in that nucleus or in a center. means पूरे न्यूक्लियस का जो मास था वो सेंटर में था, and this mass is due to what, proton and neutron. means whole mass of an atom is given by the sum of proton and neutron, and proton and neutron resides where, at the center or in a nucleus. Okay. Second, the electrons revolves around the nucleus in a circular path. It is a electron. Suppose that this is the nucleus, and electron revolve in a circular path. Okay, electron revolve here in a circular path. The size of the nucleus is very small, and as compared to this, the size of the nucleus is very small. पूरे एटम को आप देखो तो न्यूक्लियस की साइज काफ़ी स्मॉल होती है और एटम की साइज काफ़ी बड़ी होती है. और ये बार की तरफ करता है, ये जो होता है, मीन्स ये जो रेडियस है, दिस इन बिटवीन द पार्ट इन बिटवीन दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन इन सर्कुलर पाथ और न्यूक्लियस, दिस बिकेम व्हाट, होलो. मीन्स इसके दोनों के बीच का, न्यूक्लियस के और इलेक्ट्रॉन के सर्कुलर पाथ के बीच का जो स्पेस था, दैट बिकेम वेरी वैकेंट और एम्प्टी, and it's much greater or larger as compared to the size of this nucleus. Okay. So now the following and the similar reasoning, the Rutherford concluded the alpha scattering experiment, the most of the space, और इसी के बेस पर उन्होंने क्या सजेस्ट किया, on the basis of this experiment he suggests that or concluded that the most of the space inside the atom is empty. The most of your space है, this space became what, vacant और empty. कि mostly जो atom के बीच का जो mostly space है वो कैसा है, vacant है, space खाली है. Okay. empty because most of the alpha particles passed through the gold foil without getting deflected, and very few particles are deflected which strike with at the nucleus or at the corner of nucleus, and out of 12,000 only the one particle which strike at the center or from the proton or neutron or from the nucleus, that deflected by the 180 degree angle. So means this model given by the Rutherford, that is called a nuclear model of atom, the achievement of this model is that it gives the idea about the nucleus or the center. मीन्स उन्होंने बताया कि बिल्कुल सेंटर पार्ट है वो न्यूक्लियस है, इसीलिए इसको कहते हैं न्यूक्लियर मॉडल. और वो द मास ऑफ एटम इज रिसाइड्स इन दैट nucleus. But the drawback is that when this atom is revolves around a nucleus in a circular path, then it radiates energy. So slowly that all the energy of that electron became a loss or lose. Then what happened? It collapsed into the water center. Means this model of atom cannot be explained the stability of atom. यानी ये stability atom की stability को explain करने में fail हो गया. This is the bigger disadvantage or you can see the drawback of this model. Okay, so you everybody this note down, everyone. Then we discuss the next Niels Bohr's model. So now next the Bohr's model of atoms. So that whatever the objection raised on the Rutherford models or drawbacks of the Rutherford model, that problem is sorted out by the Niels Bohr, and Niels Bohr put some advanced model of atoms, and that is called the Bohr's model of an atom. So according to the Niels Bohr, he suggests that the electrons revolves in the certain special orbit known as the discrete orbit of electrons. As you know that in the previous model of an atom given by the Rutherford. So one scientist that is Maxwell proved that whenever उन्होंने प्रूव किया था कि जब भी कोई एक सर्कुलर पाथ में कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व करता है तो वो क्या करता है, धीरे धीरे उसकी एनर्जी धीरे धीरे लूज होती है, इट लूज द एनर्जी, एंड फाइनली उसका जो सर्कुलर पाथ होता है वो धीरे धीरे क्या स्मॉलर छोटा हो जाता है, और फाइनली इट बिकेम वाटर कोलैप्स और फॉल डाउन इन अ न्यूक्लियस. सपोज दैट जैसे ये है ना, दिस इज द न्यूक्लियस, और इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या कर रहा है, इस तरह से रिवॉल्व कर रहा है, तो फाइनली उसकी एनर्जी क्या होगी, इस समय वो एनर्जी धीरे धीरे लॉस करेगा, एनर्जी उसकी लूज हो जाएगी, धीरे धीरे एनर्जी कम होती जाएगी, तो उसका जो पाथ है वो भी क्या होता जाएगा, दैट बिकम अ स्मॉलर एंड फाइनली व्हेन स्टेज विल कम, देन व्हाट हैपन, दैट फाइनली दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फॉल इनटू द न्यूक्लियस. but so on the basis of that it cannot able to explain the stability. तो ये मॉडल जो है एटम की स्टेबिलिटी को शो नहीं कर पाया था, इन्होंने नहीं बता पाया कि ये एनर्जी कब लॉस होती है या कुछ ज़्यादा होती है, तो इस प्रॉब्लम को शॉर्ट आउट किया था निल्स बोर ने. उन्होंने क्या बताया कि देयर आर द सर्टेन स्पेशल ऑर्बिट और अ शेल और एनर्जी लेवल शुड बी देयर इन विच वाटर द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड द न्यूक्लियस. की एक फिक्स पाथ, एक सर्कुलर फिक्स पाथ होगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑर्बिट और शेल और एनर्जी लेवल. उसी एनर्जी लेवल में इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिवॉल्व करेंगे. सो व्हेन एवर दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिवॉल्व्स इन दैट फिक्स पाथ और इन फिक्स ऑर्बिट और फिक्स एनर्जी लेवल और इन अ फिक्स सेल, देयर विल बी नो चेंज इन देयर एनर्जी. मीन्स इलेक्ट्रॉन की एनर्जी में किसी भी टाइप का कोई चेंज नहीं होता है. जब वो अपने सेल को या ऑर्बिट को एनर्जी लेवल को चेंज करता है, फिर हायर से लोअर में या लोअर से हायर में जाता है, then only there will be a change in the energy. So if suppose that if electron is revolved in this cell, this is called the first cell, and this is called the first cell, or you can say the K cell. Considerable special energy. इन सभी सेल की अपनी सबकी क्या होती है, स्पेशल एनर्जी होती है. ओके, और ये सब के सेल, एल सेल, एम सेल और एन सेल जो है वो स्पेशल एनर्जी लेवल्स है. इनमें यदि कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिवॉल्व करता है तो देयर विल बी नो चांस ऑफ लूजिंग एनी एनर्जी बाय द इलेक्ट्रॉन. इफ इट चेंज कि के सेल से एल में आ रहा है, एल से एम में आ रहा है, इस तरह से यदि चेंज होता है तो देयर विल बी ए वाटर द चेंज इन एनर्जी, वी कैन कंसिडर देन एनर्जी. सो सपोज दैट इज इलेक्ट्रॉन, ये इलेक्ट्रॉन जो क्या कर रहा है वो हायर से लोअर एनर्जी लेवल में आ रहा है, यानी कि एन सेल से एम सेल में आ रहा है, तो उस समय वो एनर्जी रिलीज करेगा. यानी इफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन इज कम from a higher level to lower level, then it can release the energy. But if from low to high, यदि कम एनर्जी लेवल से हाई एनर्जी लेवल में इलेक्ट्रॉन यदि ट्रांसफर हो रहा है तब क्या करेगा, इट कैन एब्जॉर्ब द एनर्जी, मींस एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ एनर्जी. तो ये क्या है, इलेक्ट्रॉन लोअर एनर्जी से क्या हो रहा है, हाई एनर्जी लेवल में आ रहा है, लो लेवल से हायर में आ रहा है, तो वो एनर्जी को एब्जॉर्ब करेगा, और हाई से लो में जा रहा है तो वो एनर्जी रिलीज करेगा. एंड द इलेक्ट्रॉन विच नियर to the nucleus have the less energy, and electron that far away from the nucleus they have the more energy or a higher energy. Okay, so this is called what, this problem is sorted out by the what, Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr tells that or suggests that these electrons are revolves around the nucleus in a fixed circular path that is called the orbit, or you can say the cell or a energy level. These orbits are all associated with the fixed amount of energy are called the energy level. कि ये सब जो है this K cell, L cell, M cell और N cell they are associated with the fixed energy and that energy is called the energy level. यानी कि इन सभी की अपनी क्या होती है, एक fixed energy होती है. This all level is called what? Energy levels. As long as the electrons revolves in the same energy level, it does not radiate energy. As I told you that if the electron is revolved in the K cell for a long time period or in a L cell or M cell or first cell or second cell, there will be no change in energy. Means there will be no gain or no radiate energy that time when it revolve in a fixed cell. यानी एक फिक्स सेल में रिवॉल्व करता है तो कभी भी एनर्जी किसी भी तरह से रिलीज नहीं होगी, नहीं गेन करेगा. ओके, लास्ट वन, द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रेडिएट एनर्जी व्हेन द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जंप फ्रॉम द हायर एनर्जी लेवल टू अ लोअर एनर्जी लेवल. एनर्जी लेवल में चेंज कब आएगा? जब इट कैन जंप्स फ्रॉम अ हायर टू लोअर और लोअर टू जंप है ना हायर. ओके, सो हायर से लोअर में आया तो एनर्जी रिलीज हो जाएगी और लोअर टू हायर में गया तो एनर्जी क्या हो जाएगी? एनर्जी वो एब्जॉर्ब करेगा. इट नीड टू सम मोर एनर्जी टू go into that higher energy level. Okay, so this model is proposed by the Neil Bohr. Okay, now next, so I hope you this all three models are very clear for everybody. The first model that is given by the J.J. Thomson, that is also known as the plum pudding model, or is compared to the watermelon, spherical, positively charged, and it also have some negatively charged that is equal in the magnitude. That's why it shows the neutrality of a atom. Second model, Rutherford model, that suggests that at the center part, which is consists of a nucleus which have a proton and a neutron, so whole mass nearby resides in that nucleus, and in between a electron and the nucleus there will be a very empty vacant space or a hollow space, or electrons revolves in a fixed in a circular path. Okay, but last that is given by the Neil Bohr. He suggests that the electrons revolves around the nucleus in a fixed discrete energy level or a orbit. Okay, so now here the today's class is over. So on the demand for all the parents and students, we also arrange for the live interaction class through the Google Meet. So after that, whatever the problems you are facing, your doubts will be clear on the Google Meet. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the class. Have a nice day.